This is Buffalo Bills defensive tackle Jordan Phillips getting into it with a fan in Philadelphia. Here's a second angle of Phillips walking up to and appearing to shove the Eagles supporter. Later on in the first video, which was taken by Dan Feats of Buffalo Plus, Phillips and fellow defensive tackle Ed Oliver yelled at security to boot the fan. Both are also seen gesturing towards the stands. Oliver continues flexing on the Eagles fans before they are whisked away to their respective sideline. Now, there are conflicting accounts of what transpired in this section of the stadium. At another point in the game, Phillips is seen yelling at security once more, telling them to, quote, do your effing job. There were more eyewitnesses from this very section who would weigh in. It appears, through what we heard in this video, it was bickering back and forth between Bills players and these fans. Phillips would see it a different way, writing on Instagram, quote, I love the crowd. I love rowdy fans. It makes the game fun. But one thing I'm not going to tolerate is someone threatening me or my family. This is a line that shouldn't be crossed.
I was one of the fans that was there, and basically what happened was, us just being regular fans, we just, trolling is basically like, just taunting, but not really taunting. We just, go Eagles, calling them corny, stuff like that. Like, we wasn't saying no harmful things to him, nothing like that. We wasn't threatening by family. That's why he said it. I'm just like, you lying, because we didn't threaten by family or nothing like that. But, so we was, being regular fans, doing regular stuff. We was getting under their skin, and he just came over there. They came over there in like a group. They came over like a group, and they were just acting crazy. Like, I don't know why they did all that. Knowing that we can't come over that side, like, we wasn't no real threat to them, so I don't know why would they come over there like that.
One fan disagreed with this. Shaq Lawson of the Bills also heard it differently than the fans. He wrote in part, before the game started yesterday, there was a fan behind our bench who was making life-threatening remarks towards us and our families. Eventually, our emotions boiled over and I made a mistake. For that, I apologize, but there are certain lines that should not be crossed.
He didn't say nothing. He laughed at him after Jalen scored the first touchdown. He called him soft. He told him we were going to do it all game. And I know that because I was two people to the right of him on those bleachers. The whole game, Jordan Phillips was at this dude's throat, essentially. Screaming over to him every time there was a turnover or a good play for them. Told him he was going to beat his ass. Called him a pussy. Jordan was screaming at the security guards to get him kicked out. And that Bill staffer that's in that original video came over 3 times to where we were sitting. It was extremely unprofessional. Pretty soft. And that statement you released today, Jordan Phillips, was a lie. Can't believe you carried yourself that way. Oh. That's my view from my seat yesterday. Look from...
Another fan would weigh in. It turned into a pure he said, she said situation. Bills head coach Sean McDermott would tell the media, what I'm aware of is that people were asked to have the fan removed and nothing was done. At the end of the day, that's not for us to concern ourselves with at this point, and it's just unfortunate overall that would be taking place during a game. So then Mike Catalana of 13WHAM would write on Twitter, because we don't call it X. Sources tell us that the NFL and stadium security reps were told about threats made by the fan towards the Bills players. The fan remained in that spot for the rest of the game. In their post below, both Shaq Lawson and Jordan Phillips say the fan made life-threatening remarks towards them and their families. So let's be clear. To reiterate, this is a he said, she said situation. The fans could have easily said that, or it could have been other fans. And the Bills players thought that it was these respective fans. Regardless, we are always on the player's side here. I need to be very, very clear, unless the case warrants a different perspective. Players need to be protected, and I do agree with Shaq Lawson and Jordan Phillips that there are lines that should not be crossed. If this happened, they were totally in the right to defend not only themselves, but their family's honor. If it wasn't, and they're making it up, or they're thinking that it was these fans and it wasn't, that would warrant an investigation, because if that did transpire, excuse me, those fans should no longer be enabled to not only have that behavior, but allotted admittance into the link. This should never happen. There can be friendly banter back and forth. There could be some heckling, but there is that threshold that every fan should have, and that's why we have to call out bad behavior. So we'll wait to see. We hope to get some answers here. And I will also say this. We've covered fan behavior before. If you are in some of these stadiums and you witness porous fan behavior, sorry, my voice is going up, porous fan behavior, there are lines to text so you don't make a scene, and stadium security will come over. This is a service that is provided in many arenas, baseball stadiums, football stadiums, what have you. So if you, it's stereotypical, but it's true. If you see something, say something so we could nip this in the bud completely.